Hey guys, I'm not gonna stay on too long because I gotta go inside. I just got something to eat. Um, it's been a little bit like hard to eat. I've had like a lot of um kind of like not weight fluctuations, but like weight loss the last couple months. So it's been like kind of just, I don't know, it's like hard to eat sometimes, but um grab my coat, start walking. I want to talk about how narcissists will do anything to try to prove, like, to try to show they're good. And like they'll show images of like their wedding or whatever bullshit. Like they will just try to show themselves as these good people. And like I've said to you guys before, oh shit, I locked my car. I always make like OCD about it. They have to do all these things to like try to prove they're like a good person and all this. Look, this is my carport. I hope I get something better in Boston when I move, because look how crappy this is. It's literally just a tiny roof, and like it barely covers my car. uh it barely covers my car, and it's just a tiny little, look how crappy that is. And I pay like $130 a month for this thing, for this piece of crap. It's literally just a tiny tin roof, and it barely does the job. It like, because the thing is, Colorado sun is like intense. It's like Florida, and like it'll like, obviously discolor your car, the paint and all that, because it's intense sun here. Like it's like Florida, it's like a sunshine state. And also and plus you're at this really high altitude in Colorado. Like, what is Denver, like 9,000 feet high? Or it's the highest area of the country to live in, like the highest altitude. Like we're at like 9,000 feet or higher. And then obviously when you go up into the mountains, I know Denver's like 6,000 feet. When you go like higher into the mountains, you're like looking at like 11,000, 12,000 feet. So it's really high. And actually my first couple weeks here was really hard to breathe. Like especially when I was like going to the gym. Oh my god, I still am going to the gym every week, but it was so hard because working out at this really high altitude and the lack of oxygen is like really fucking difficult. Like it just is. Like it's so difficult to exercise at this high altitude. I forgot about that actually when I moved here. I forgot like how when you're at a higher altitude it's harder to exercise. So I was just like breathing like really exhausted, and could barely like run for like 15 minutes. So I'm more used to it now, but it really sucked at first. But yeah, so it is nice, cool, crispy night. Yeah, so I'm gonna get into this just a little bit more about narcs showing how they're like good, and they'll do all these things to try to show they're a good person, but they're really not. Oh, look at my pumpkin. Isn't that cute? I love it too. It just looks weird. It doesn't look like a normal pumpkin. It's like discolored, but I love these kind of weird looking ones. Oh my god. I'm gonna go inside. But yeah, I don't like that. I was just talking about the carport. I don't like that thing. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But you know why you have carports? It's the sun, and also there's hail. Colorado gets a lot of hail, just like the Midwest, which really sucks. Texas gets hail too, and it's horrible because hail obviously destroys your car, and it does. Like if your car is caught outside in a hailstorm, like forget it. Like I can't stand hail. But there's hail in the Midwest. There wasn't really hail on the East Coast. That's another reason I'm gonna be glad to move back. There's hail in Denver, and hail fucking sucks. Hail is like the worst ever. Can't stand hail. Anywho, I'm gonna eat my food. Ah, maybe while I'm on this live. I don't know. I might just eat like one thing. I'm not gonna eat a lot while I'm on this live. I don't want to do that. That's kind of weird. Um, so yeah, they gotta prove they're like this good person and all this stuff, and they're not. They're not. They know they're abusive. They know they're abusing people and victimizing people. They know they're a piece of shit, but they gotta do all these things, and they're. I know it sucks because I know you guys as victims want to save people and speak out, you know, against them, and then they do all these things to try to cover up the fact they're a predator, you know, going to church and all this. But you know what? Why would they not give me sauce? I've been eating out. I haven't been cooking because I don't have a very good kitchen. I live in a small studio right now, and I'm probably gonna live in a studio on during my next move, so I'm not gonna live in a very big place. I like small places. I don't like my life too complicated. You guys can tell. No marriage, no all that extra stressful bullshit, not for me. Very simple life, very stress-free, small little place, love it, all to myself. Anyways, let's continue on this. I'm just gonna eat one thing and I'm gonna hop off. But oh my god, I can't top this phone. Well, you guys will just have to see me tear this sauce with my teeth. Okay. So yeah, they pretend to be the good guy. Need a taco. Mm. See, I was smart during the last move. I didn't unpack like 3/4 of my shit. Because I had a feeling I'd move again. So now it's like all still packed up. I don't even have to do any packing for the next move. I'm just literally living off of like boxes, and I couldn't be bothered to unpack my stuff. That's another thing with autism is you have like executive dysfunction. So I unpacked one bag the other night, and I know this is gonna sound really disgusting, but okay, so I left my stuff in a storage not temperature controlled, and this was in the summertime where temperatures can reach over 100 degrees here. In a non-temperature controlled storage unit, because it's easier for you to just roll up with a car and get the stuff out of the storage, right? Because it's on the ground level, it's in a garage, like one of those garages. And because if you put your stuff in a bigger storage, you know, unit facility, you have to like go up and down these stairs, and I don't want to do all that. I just want to be able to just pull up, get the stuff out. Because the first couple times I moved my stuff, all my stuff, I did it myself, which was crazy because I moved like furniture all by myself, like a couch. I literally lifted a couch by myself. And I dragged part of it. I honestly, I destroyed part of the couch because I did that. Anyway, back to the story. I got a little off track. So I opened a bag, and something really smelled. Like it literally smelled like something died in the bag. And I looked closer, and it was some onions and garlic that like threw in with my kitchen stuff, and they were all mushy and had rotted inside the bag. And I just noticed it, and I didn't like smell it somehow. And I just saw them like yesterday, and this has been like 3-4 months, you guys, sitting in that bag in my apartment, just literally rotting, and they were all mushy. I mean, I know it sounds disgusting like it is, but So they had gone from the moving truck, which was hot as hell inside there, into the hot storage unit, sat in there for like a month, and then into this apartment. So that's like what, 3, 4 months of just like sitting rotting in the bag. So I noticed these mushy, onions and garlic, and I was just like, oh, it smelled like something died. So of course I threw it out yesterday. This is what I mean by executive dysfunction. Like, I'll forget things like that. This is why some of the plants I had died. I really don't trust myself with like responsibilities like pets and all that, and I probably took care of pets better as a kid than I do now because like I think autism probably gets worse with age. But executive dysfunction is one of the major. I'm eating tacos at Taco Bell, precisely. Um, it's like really bad. And they were like rotting, totally just mushy, and they had like turned black and liquidated. That was not my proudest moment. But like stuff like that, like I can't take on responsibilities. Like I can't. Like anything more than just taking care of myself, or like I can really do that. You guys saw it. Leaving onions rotting in a bag. I can't do it. Like let alone take care of other people. Hell no, that's not for me. I can barely take care of myself. I don't know how other people do it in society. Maybe they're not autistic or whatever the hell, disabled. Like this, how do they do it? How do they function normally in terms of like these everyday, tasks and just all the stuff they do? Like it's crazy to me. It's crazy, but that's society, and people have all this energy to do all this stuff, and they don't like burn out. That's totally crazy. I don't know how they do it. I could never. I do not have the energy or the resources or the mental capacity to deal with other people. I do my own thing. I stay in my own lane. I have a very few close people, and that's it. Nobody else. Just go away. Everybody, leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered. And also, like I said, I'm not taking on that energy. I'm not taking on all these problems. No, that aren't mine. I got enough of my own. But overall, the move was successful, even though I dragged the shit out of some of my furniture and like scraped it. But I had some tape to repair it. This is like the most furniture I've ever owned in my life. Like literally, like, because when I lived in New York, I didn't have any furniture, so I had like literally just a couch now, like a futon, a table, like basic stuff, like hardly anything. I don't like owning a lot of stuff. Like I don't like owning a lot of furniture. I don't know how some people live in big houses with like all the like that would be so overwhelming to me as an autistic person, like sensory overload. Like seriously, living in a big house with all no, just please, like I want basic simple stuff. I like I said, I like my small space. I like knowing where everything is. I like just not having too much stuff. I literally take stuff to charities and like Goodwill every week. Like I throw out like half my stuff every week because I just don't like having a lot of stuff. It's too overwhelming to keep track of all that. I don't like big spaces, big houses, big apartments. I don't like it. I don't like having a lot of stuff. It's annoying. I don't like having a lot of people. Too many, more people, more problems. So yeah, be careful of the virtue signalers, the people that try to like act like holier than thou. Just well like just be mindful of that because a lot of times they're definitely trying to cover up something deep, dark, dirty secret that they are, up to behind closed doors that we don't know about. They're trying to cover up something. Um, and with narcissists, we know they're an abuser behind closed doors. Whoever they get with, they are abusing in the relationship. They are tormenting, abusing them, hurting them. You know what they're doing. They know damn well that they are purposely hurting other people and harming them. And the way they see it is, well, you know what? I can just go and do this, and so it's justified. God justifies it. Or they will do all these things to try to, act like, well, but I'm good because I do this. No, 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 no. That's not going to hide and cover up the fact of what you just did behind closed doors to that person and how you just abused them. Nothing you do, no redemption, no forgiveness is going to absolve you of that. It's not. So they think they can just be forgiven and all this stuff for their abuse. No, you're not. You are not forgiven and you never will be. Like, they do everything they can to justify hurting and abusing other people. No, you don't get a pass. You don't get any pass. You're not special. You're not the exception, and you won't be forgiven for abusing somebody else. So, but like, people who are just regular people, like, they don't have to go all out just to try to prove that, or, go all out of their way to put on a big show. They don't. They show it with their actions, by being there for somebody if they need it, or, whatever, like, without expecting anything. Just stuff like that. Like, they're not, gonna be disingenuous and fake and give you all these backhanded words like narcissists do. You know how narcs, they're really subtle about it because they're cowards. They'll tell you one thing that's good, but then they'll slip in a really shady, like, backhanded compliment and think that you're too stupid to catch that. They really think we're all just dummies compared to them. They really do. But really, they're the dummy. They're the fool. They really think that everybody else is a fool and they're the smartest. No, they're not. They're the smartest in the room. They're not. Because I guarantee you, anyone who has had experience with them can outsmart them in a minute, in a heartbeat. But it is true that a lot of them, especially the malignant narcissists, the sociopaths, they're more sick than you're smart. So I can be, more intelligent and be 1,000 steps ahead of them, but they still are going to be more sick than I am, deep down. Like, they're going to be more deranged and sick and dark than I could ever be. They are. Like, I can have dark thoughts, like, toward people who have actually legitimately abused me in my life, and, like, wish them the worst. I think that's fine. That's acceptable. But, like, my thoughts won't go as sick as their thoughts go towards people who have done nothing to them. In terms of what I mean, done nothing to them, like, they might have slighted them or, like, a little bit, but they didn't, like, actively, go out of their way to, like, abuse or whatever, abuse them. But the way they see it is they blow everything out of proportion, so they're gonna go, like, be super sick with whatever small perceived slight, and they will go, like, way lower than you could ever go and, like, get way sicker than you could ever get because they're more sick than you are smart. So you could be super street smart, super intelligent, outpredict their every move, narcissist every move, outpredict the sociopath, who a lot of the times with the sociopaths, they will stalk in person. They will, some narcs do too, but they will stalk, they'll break into your place when you're not there, they'll do all this shit. Because the thing is with sociopaths, ASPD, is part of, if you look at the diagnostic criteria, one of the criteria is they're not afraid of the law. So you can just get a bunch of police officers around you. You can get, SWAT teams, everything. That sociopath, they're not gonna care. They're not in. They're not. They don't. The law doesn't deter them in a lot of ways. Even they don't want to get caught. Like, they don't like consequences. They don't want to be held accountable. But, like, they're not afraid of, like, the law or anything like normal people are. They're not. That doesn't deter them. Like, so, like, if they really, really want to get to somebody and hurt them, like, a restraining order, the police, everything. That's not going to stop them. That's not going to stop them. This is why, you guys, in so many domestic violence cases, it is so much more dangerous for women dealing with domestic violence than it is for men. Because first of all, men's physical strength, they're way stronger than we are. That's number one. Number two, the way men are more aggressive and violent than we are. Yes, female narcissists are violent. They have been violent to me in my life. But were they truly capable of really hospitalizing me? Even when they tried to choke me out? Even when they tried... No, they were not. It's just because they're they're women. Like, we as women, like, listen, I could go train every day if I want. I could do MMA classes. I could do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I could take Muay Thai training. I could do all the whole nine. I could go to the gym every day, strength train, lift weights, and do all that. Even after 2, 3, 4 solid years of training, and my entire body is fit. I mean, I'm fit anyway. Like, I go to the gym. I do full body strength training 2, 3 days a week for like 5, 6 hours a week. So I am, relatively toned, and, all my muscles are toned. But even then, you guys, like, a high school boy, like a 12, 13-year-old could probably still whip my ass without even trying. So even with all that, like, I swear to God, like, all that training, all that strength training, everything, it would take at least 3, 4 grown-ass women with all that training I just said and that strength to take down one grown man, probably. So this is what I mean, the power imbalance and the strength imbalance in these situations. And this is why men really, a lot of the times, most of the time, are not in serious danger from a female narcissist of losing literally physical safety. Their physical safety is not at risk. They are not at risk. Even if she attacks him physically, he's not really going to get hurt to the extent that a woman would get hurt by a male narcissist attacking her. He's not going to get hospitalized. He's not going to get anything broken, probably. He's not going to get his jaw broken. He's not going to get his ribs broken, all that. But when women get attacked, yeah, by a male abuser, a lot of the times that doesn't end up so well. She ends up hospitalized, broken neck, broken ribs, broken arms, everything, the whole nine. I remember my mother she got all these bruises all over her body. And she had to go to work, and she would just put a bunch of makeup on to try to cover up the bruises all over her neck and chest and everywhere. Because this guy was whooping on her every day. So they will, break bones and cause bruises. The female narcissist cannot cause that level of damage to a man. I'm sorry, they can't. And that's why men in these situations, they go through severe psychological abuse, but when it comes to the physical and the safety, their lives aren't at risk. Like, women's lives are literally at risk during domestic violence situations with male narcissists. Like, because of not only the stalking, because when a female narcissist stalks a guy, and I've heard of some situations, I don't think it's as common as a male narc stalking, but when they do, like when they see the female narc, around wherever they are, like, they're not in fear for their life. They're not. Like, we women, when a man is stalking us, we literally feel like fear for our lives, being female. Like, we feel it deep in our bones. Like, we have a fear for our life because our lives are at risk when a male is stalking you, for sure. Yeah, because at that point, he's literally hunting you. When a female narcissist stalks a dude, his life is not at risk. He might go through some emotional thing, like, but in terms of his physical safety, he's not worried about that. He's not. So, he's not going to bed every night with like a knife or a Glock under his pillow, scared about the female no. That's not the case. But with women going through that, yeah, that's the case with them, because they have to be worried for their physical safety, unlike men. So, dealing with female perpetrators, okay? So, this is why it's so serious when it comes to, because you'll hear, it's just like the vast majority of the time in these situations, men will come out alive and unscathed, physically, I mean, not, obviously we know the mental abuse, but physically they will come out, dusting their shoulders off. But in a lot of these cases of domestic violence, you guys, women don't come out alive. They don't. They don't make it out alive. I think there was a statistic. It was like only 30 or 30 something percent of women come out of domestic abuse at the hands of a male abuser alive. So I'm part of that small percentage that survived those situations and came out alive. The same does not apply to male survivors of domestic violence. It doesn't. So only a certain percentage of women survive these situations. That's how serious it is. So this is why I get so impatient, you guys, and frustrated. You guys know how I feel. When dudes come into this community, like I said, and they don't respect these domestic violence differences and statistics when it applies to us. They try to think everything's equal the same. It's not. And this is why I pinpoint this. And then they don't respect it, or they say something sarcastic, and then I kick them out for a good reason. Because like I said, this is very serious stuff. It's nothing to play with. And when they come around, I don't think they take it as very severe, and it traumatizes them, obviously. But it's not to the same, like, in terms of their physical, safety, right? So that's why I take it so seriously. And like I said, this is why they call domestic violence a gendered crime. With men primarily being the ones to actually follow through, and murder their female, partner. Like, they literally will actually murder you. Like, that's why it's a lot more serious in our situations. When you look at level of seriousness, like, abusive situations with women is way more serious. Like, it's way more life-threatening and severe. And we have domestic violence shelters, and this is one of my last points. I'm going to jump off soon because I got to go to bed. But we have domestic violence shelters for women for a reason. And imagine, just like with a lot of these survivor groups, people coming and talking about their experiences, imagine there is a domestic violence shelter, all women in there who have been beat on and battered by their husbands or whoever. And a dude just walks in because he just feels, and he's a big, strong, whatever looking, intimidating looking dude. And he just walks right in there and wants to sit down and talk about his experience, being hit or whatever, or scratched or whatever by the female narc. A lot of these women, let's say they've been bloodied up, they had, bones broken, all that. Do you think that's respectful of him to just walk up in there, with all these, like, frightened women who are worried their husband will come and find them and kill them? And it's not an unfounded fear, because if you look at statistics, that happens a lot. This is why a lot of the times with domestic violence shelters, they will not disclose even their general location, because of fear of the male perpetrators, the boyfriend's husbands, coming and finding her and literally ending it, for her trying to escape him. So like I said, I just don't think, like, I haven't seen situations with men going through the same extent at the hands of a female perp. I just don't think they experience that level of fear just because of her physical size, right? They just don't have it like we women do. So they don't, and rightfully so. And also, if you look at statistics, there's like only a small fraction of, hardly ever, female perps hardly ever actually end up killing or murdering, unlike male perps and aggressors. So, like I said, the fear is not unfounded, and it's based on statistics of literally the male aggression and violence toward women. It's based on stats. Like, they will literally fucking kill you. And this is why I get really pissed off with the advice that the female narcs and borderlines try to give to women. Oh, well, just get back at men through trying to manipulate them and sexually get their money. And they're literally setting women up to be murdered and killed. Do you think they care? No. No, because they don't value, like I said, they don't respect or value themselves. So they'll continue to deal with men knowing they're abusive, knowing they're violent, and try to lure good women and other women into their bullshit traps by trying to, coerce us into doing these things, entice men and do all these things to try to get male attention. But they don't care about the danger they're putting us in at the hands of these crazy men that will literally kill you. and they don't care. They're gonna give you all the wrong advice. Like, I don't give that advice on my channel. I say to stay the fuck away from them. All of them. Leave them alone. Let them do their own thing. You know, don't go out trying to manipulate anybody. Don't go out trying to, oh, I'm gonna get his attention, or, you know, leave them the fuck alone. They're fucking dangerous. Like, they literally will kill you. Like, put you 6 feet under. And this is what nobody talks about. Like, they just talk about, oh, it's all fun and games, and they like, you know, the drama, the back and forth. No. Like, you can't play as a female, like, as a woman, like, you cannot play with these men. Like, they can play with you all day, but you can't do the same thing with them, because they literally will turn around and, like, fucking murder you. Like, they're not they're not joking. They literally will. Like, it's not just like an empty threat. They carry it out all the time. And like I said, a lot of them, they're not afraid of police, the law, all that. Like, they don't like consequences, but are they afraid? No, they're not. No, they're not. Like, you could be surrounded by a squad, like, and they'll literally break through that to get to you to hurt you. Like, that's how determined a lot of these male abusers are when they are going after the female victim. Like, they literally do not care. Like, I can't say the same for a female narcissist try to come after a male. That just doesn't happen like that. I have never seen that in my life. But the male targeting, stalking, and trying to literally find that woman and kill, like, nothing's gonna stop him. Like, nothing. So it's very scary. It's very real. And like I said, these domestic violence shelters, you know, they don't want just any man around and walking in, and rightfully so. Because of the way it's gonna, like, re-traumatize women who are already traumatized and have been abused, and they don't want any man around. They don't want the presence of any dude around. Understandable. So it's not respectful. It's really fucked up for a dude to do that, to think he can just walk in. No. And this is why I look at some of these survivor communities online about narc abuse and all that, and it's like mixed, you know, gender. And it's like okay for a while, but then, you know, eventually the men kind of like dominate the space and just want to see things from their perspective, and then women's voices kind of get silenced, or I don't like it. I don't like those kind of like spaces. So I think women need their own space, really do, to talk about, you know, real shit, right? And this is why we have these shelters for women, because they literally fucking need them, because their lives are literally in danger, but the men's lives are not. Physically, I mean, physical safety from their abuser. Their physical safety is not at risk. It's not at risk. They can get up and leave anytime they want in a lot of cases, but women cannot, because a lot of times there's financial control. That man is controlling the finances of the house. He's walking around with weapons, threatening her with weapons. My mom's ex boyfriend, he would do that. He would walk around really menacing, cleaning his guns and knives, you know, staring us down in the house, me, her daughter, and her, staring us down in the fucking house like, I dare you to say anything. I dare you to call the cops. I dare you to try to leave. That was the look in his eyes, because he was more of a psychopath, all right? He definitely was a sociopath, but he would walk around brandishing weapons, staring at us, because that, you know, that's the thing about these male abusers, is they want total control over the women in the household, right? They want to control the women and the children in the household. The male abuser, yeah. I honestly, I cannot say that the same about the female narcissist, the female abuser. It just doesn't play out in the same way. Yes, she is neglectful. Yes, she will, you know, bring dangerous men around the children. But does she go to the same extent as these male psychopaths? No. To threaten people's lives? No. No, they don't. I know this. I have been around both female and male narcissist abusers growing up. I know this for a fact. I have had physical violence done to me by female narcissists, trying to choke me or strangle me or try to, you know, beat on me and stuff. And some of it did leave lasting effects, but was it anywhere near as scary as even the threat of male violence? No, it was not. No, the fuck it was not. So this is why I talk about how serious this is, you guys, and how much we need to take this fucking seriously. Because when a woman is complaining and talking about a guy stalking her, or you need to fucking take it seriously and stop downplaying it. Like, we women, we are gaslighted by other women. We are gaslighted by society. We are told we're over exaggerating things. I have been gaslighted before, you guys, by law enforcement, by police, by all these people that told me it's no big deal, when it is statistically a big deal, because a lot of women who are actually being stalked by men, A lot of them don't make it out of there alive. There are, but the same is not said for a female stalking a male victim. He's gonna make it out of there alive most of the time, but you, not so much. The statistics, I don't know how many actually get murdered, but it's quite a lot from someone actually stalking you. So this is why we as women, we take stalking extremely seriously, because it is a serious threat to our life. So I have been gaslighted and just told, oh, it's not a big deal. Even though I would come home every day from work and this guy would be literally parked outside my apartment, driving around, circling around, stalking, and staying in his car angrily, sitting in his car in the parking lot, watching me go in and out of my apartment, and then come up and knock on the door at window at night, wanting me to open the door, and I wouldn't fucking open the door. So that is the type of stalking that literally will lead to your death and murder. As a woman, it will. Your life is in serious danger. Even if, listen, even, and I've done this before, even if you get the police involved, even if you file restraining orders, all that, a lot of the times, you guys, and I've just been lucky in my life. I've been lucky that I didn't make that huge, that statistic, but in terms of actual death, but it is very real. And I was just lucky that they didn't actually follow through to the murder, because that's what typically happens when you're dealing with a male stalker. Yeah, you will they will actually follow through with the murder. They will. Unlike the female perpetrator, they will actually follow through and kill you. So this is a very real risk that we women face every day. You look at the news, you see constantly women being stalked and killed by men in the news. Just turn on the news. Just turn on the news. You don't see the same thing with females victimizing men. You just never. It can happen sometimes. It's extremely rare. Extremely rare. But where they actually kill. But it happens every day with men actually killing women. It's scary. Like, just turn on the news. This is why I take, these stories so seriously, and this is why, like, women who are in these situations, like, their literal life is at risk. Like, like, seriously, no bullshit. Like, we're not fucking around here. Like, her life is in danger. Like, she literally could be murdered. Like, so, I'm surprised my mom, and she's a narc, I'm surprised she made it the fuck out alive from that guy. I'm really surprised, because this is what we don't want to talk about as a society, is a male violence, because it's very real and it's very serious, and I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of us normalizing male violence against women and just saying it as normal. Like, oh, it's okay if he hits her because she's with him. It's okay if he hits her because she's his girlfriend. That means he loves her. How many times do you guys hear that craziness in society? Like, it's never okay for a guy to hit a woman. I don't care if she's a narcissist. I don't care what she is. I don't care if she's a piece of shit. Like, that gives you have no right to put your hand on her, because you are bigger and stronger than her. You have no fucking right to put your hands on her. But they do it. They do it all the time. With their aggression. And I'm so tired of it. I'm so sick of it. I am so sick of them putting their hands on and harming and hurting and hitting women and children. I'm tired of it. So yeah, they know damn well what they're doing. They know it's wrong, and they know that they should not ever be doing that because of the power imbalance and strength imbalance. So I'm really sick of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the excuses. And like I said, we are like at serious risk for them actually falling through and murdering us. This is why I think, honestly, this is why a lot of dudes can come out of these situations and continue to deal with women and continue to go out and date women without safety concerns. But women who are survivors of predators and domestic violence, we just can't willy-nilly do that. Like men can, when they come out, and they'll still have all this trauma and resentment toward, women and stuff in their life. But they can go out and hit the streets and just continue on it, business as usual. We women, we can't operate the same way. We literally can't, because of the real threat to our life. Like, the genuine danger to our physical safety that they don't have to worry about. They don't. They simply don't. Unless they're dating other men, like they're, gay or whatever, and they're dating, say, like a man that's bigger than them and stronger than them. I mean, maybe then, but no. Like I said, it's just very scary and very real. And like you know, they'll ask questions. Oh, when are you gonna date again? All that, like, it's just crazy to me. Like, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Like, do you not read? Like, do you not watch the news? Do you not understand statistics? Like, so the very real physical safety threat that we have as women, it's very real. It's very palpable. But somehow we try to deny it in society and be like, oh, it's all in your head, until we wind up 6 feet under or on the news or dead. Then all of a sudden people care. Then all of a sudden people care, and the police care and all that. Because up until that point, when we women were being stalked by men, we're being harassed, we're being, all these threats of violence, all this, nobody takes it seriously until we're actually dead. That's why, you guys, I know, like, I can only do so much with reporting things to the law. But I know damn well, being female, being a woman, I know that at the end of the day, only I can protect myself. And I know damn well that the law a lot of times will fail me and will let me down and will not protect me from a male abuser or a male sociopath. It won't. I have to protect myself from them. I know damn well that I cannot rely on the police and the law to protect me as a victim of male domestic violence. I know that. Because if he wants to find me and he truly does want to hurt me, like, it'll happen. And then it'll be me and him face to face, and I'm going to have to protect myself from him. And nobody's going to step in and help me. So I know damn well that my safety is my responsibility, because I know damn well that they're not going to be reliable. And a lot of the times I'm going to be dealing with male police officers, that a lot of them deep down, hate to say it, but they were going to sympathize and empathize with the male abuser. Yeah, they are. The male perpetrator. They're going to be like, oh, well, maybe he just likes her. They're going to make up crazy things when he's trying to actively hurt me and harm me. They're going to see it from a male perspective, and they're going to project that onto him and probably even deep down, like, sympathize with him. So this is what I'm dealing with. Like, this is what we as women were dealing with, this system. This male-dominated judges, attorneys, jury, police are overwhelmingly male. And we're going to have to deal with that. And they're just going to be like, asking us typical misogynist questions. What were you wearing? What did you do to make him stalk you? What did you do to make him violent towards you? Like, we're gonna be blamed for their, disgusting behavior. This is why I know I can't rely on them. You guys, I literally have had male police officers tell me, well, you're doing, you got your shit together as a woman, like, you got everything going for you. Why are you dealing with these dudes? Literally blaming me for their behavior toward me, for assaulting me. Like, I got blamed, you guys, when I tried to report an assault, a sexual assault, to the police. I got blamed by the male police officer, because that's the fucking society we still live in 2025, where we women are blamed for men assaulting us. Yeah, this is why I'm so fucking angry at this entire system and this misogyny and this male-dominated bullshit. I'm so sick of it, because I have been blamed just for being a woman, just for being female, for my own victimization, and I have not been believed. This is why when I have actually been assaulted and I wasn't fucking lying that it happened, and I never got any justice, right, from the system. And this is why I get so annoyed when I hear all this red pill manosphere bullshit talking about false accusations from the female narcissist and all that. Yeah, sometimes female narcissists might make shit up, but the vast majority of the time, listen, women, we're not fucking lying when we say this shit happens to us. I know damn well I was never lying when I reported this shit and tried to get justice and never got any justice, because apparently, like, it wasn't worth, it wasn't worth pursuing, or whatever, excuses these male police officers or male, jurors or whoever make, that it's not reason enough, or they just say, oh, just let it go, don't hurt him, don't ruin his life over him actually assaulting you. Like, it's okay if you got hurt, you got victimized, because you're just a lowly female, like they like to call us females, but don't affect his life. Even though he's an abuser, he's a rapist, he's a perpetrator, we don't want to affect his life or inconvenience him. But it's okay if you, the lowly woman, just because you're at the bottom of the totem pole and you're beneath men, it's okay if you get assaulted, you get preyed on, you get sexually assaulted, beaten on. Your life doesn't matter, right? You're just a lowly bitch. That's literally how we're treated by the system. And we're given no empathy, no compassion, no help, no support, no justice. And this is why I get so fucking angry at these so-called false accusations. Listen, every single woman I know in my life, even the female narcissists, have been sexually preyed on and sexually assaulted by a dude. Every single fucking one. But a lot of them, they don't talk about it. Doesn't matter if they came from a bad background, a poor background, or a rich, supportive background. Every single one I know has been sexually inappropriately touched or sexually attacked by a male. Every single one. So you tell me if it's not all of them, because it's the vast majority of them. You tell me. It is the vast majority of them have been sexually harassed since a young age, starting from like 7, 8, 10 years old. They were being, you know, sexualized and sexually preyed on by boys in their class or men. Like, and they were just expected to shut up and take it. Just deal with it. It's okay. The disrespect, you know, feeling fear for your life, that's okay. You just like suck it up and deal with it. That's what we're told. I even had a guy one time say some craziness to me in a store randomly. He was like, "Oh, well, you women, you deal with the pain of childbirth, so you can handle pain." I was like, dude, like, this guy, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, no, just, ugh. Like, it's just the things they feel, the audacity to just say randomly to random women it'll never cease to surprise me, amaze me. The things they will be bold enough to go up to say to us, because they're not scared of us. Like, men, they're not afraid of women like we are of them. We have to be of them based on statistics. Like, they're not scared of us. They're not afraid. This is why they can go up and feel like they can say anything to us women. They can just touch us anytime. They feel entitled to do and say anything and dominate us just because we're smaller and weaker than them. They feel they can literally go up and say and do it. They're not afraid of us. They're not, and they never will be. So, this is why I'm just so annoyed. But like, we literally, we just like, we don't get justice. We literally don't. We're just told to suck it up and just move on. And don't affect his life. Don't ruin his life, even though he's a rapist, even though he's a predator, even though he's a pedophile. It's all, don't hurt the poor man's life. Don't inconvenience him. God forbid he's gonna go out and victimize more women, more people. So yeah, I'm speaking as a woman who never really got justice for the abuse that was perpetrated against me and the severe physical, like, sexual assault, all that. Like, never got any justice. And you won't. Like I said, it's going to be up to you to protect yourself. That's it. And I know damn well, like I said, these primarily male justice system is going to just dismiss you until you're actually dead. And this is why I'm not fucking playing anymore with the system. I'm not playing with these men anymore. I'm very serious. And I will let them know this is a matter of life and death. You need to get the fuck away from me. If they try to get in my face and make excuses and talk about, oh, you should just give this guy a chance, or what are you doing? Get the fuck out of my face. I'm going to get so pissed, so angry. I'm going to bring up all these statistics. And they are just going to be like, oh, well, it's not big of a deal. Because they can go out and continue to date women. And they continue to go out and fuck women and do all this shit. And their physical safety is not at risk. And they know this. They can go out and still continue their lives as normal. We women, we cannot. We can't. Because our physical safety and our lives are literally at risk. We're literally at risk of being murdered. And they're not. So this is what pisses me off. This is what makes me angry. And they don't see it because they don't care. The way they see it is, well, I never felt that way. Well, it never happened to me. So what you're saying can't be true, huh? Like, we're all equal. We're all the same. We're not. We're not. They do not empathize with women's experiences. They don't care what we go through every day with the harassment, the fear for our life. They don't care. Because they don't have to live with that same fear or anything walking out in the streets. Like, they don't have to deal with it. So the way they see it, oh well. Yeah, well, it's your fault because you don't have a male protector around you all the time. It's your fault because you choose not to be with a man. You choose not to date. So you're going to have, that's on you if you deal with other men harassing you because they feel like you're not owned by another man or protected by another man. You're just going to have to deal with that because you don't want our protection. You're just gonna, that's on you. That's on you if anything happens to you. Like, this is how they really feel, a lot of them. This is how they feel. They don't give a fuck. And this is why, like, we as women, we're supposed to, like, empathize with, and sympathize with, like, them and their shit when they have, like, literally almost never once in, like, the history of all time empathized with anything we've gone through. Like, are you, get the entire fuck up out of here. You, be for real. Like, be for real. Be fucking for real. BFFR. Like, be fucking for real. Because, like, I'll be damned. Like, you know, I mean, never once have we been empathized with for what we've gone through. We've been made fun of for it, laughed at, mocked, made fun of by them, told to pick better, told to choose better men. I'm just so tired, you guys, of the double standards. And it's just out of hand. So, like I said, it's on you. It's on you to protect yourself, because let me tell you something, this system will definitely let you down. It'll let you down. You as women, you do not have political, systemic, and structural and power and wealth like men do in this country. You will literally always be, it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how successful you are, it doesn't matter how many degrees you have, you're still a woman and you're still going to be at the bottom of the pecking order, the bottom of the totem pole. Even compared to a guy who's like homeless, who's super poor and all that, you're still a woman and they want you to know your place. Okay, I'm just going to say that right now. I know it sucks. I know it sucks being born into the system, but you need to understand that it doesn't matter, like I said, how much wealth you have, doesn't matter your status, doesn't matter. You're still a woman at the end of the day, and you're still beneath even the brokest, poorest, homeless, whatever dude. That guy, the homeless guy, the broke dude, he's still gonna think he's better than you because he's a man. So you gotta understand, like, know your place. Like men like to tell us all the time, we need to know our place. Know your place and act accordingly. So if they want us to know our place as women, oh, I'm gonna know my place. I know where I'm at in this pecking order at the very bottom. Lower than all the men of other races, even like the lowest of the low, just because I'm a woman. So I'm gonna know my place and act accordingly, meaning avoiding you and your potential for violence. So if you're gonna tell me to know my place, I'm gonna treat you like the ticking time bomb you are in terms of aggression and violence, and stay away from you. So if that's the case, and I'm told that I gotta know my place and be quiet and just shut up about these things, okay, yeah, all right, well, I am considered powerless in this country, especially because of my gender. So you know what? I'm just gonna act accordingly, and I'm gonna move accordingly in society. And that means literally not dealing with y'all or giving you any access to me, access to my time, my emotional labor, sympathy, you know, all this stuff, access to my body, none of it, all that's off the table. We're not going there anymore. So this is, you know, a political statement as well. And this is a reaction to the way that domestic violence is dealt with in this country. It's a normal reaction. It is a normal reaction to a society that does not give a fuck about male violence against women. This is it right here. This is a normal reaction. I'm gonna stay in my own lane, and you better stay in your own lane. That's all I can say. So that's it. That's all. But I'm sorry. Like I said, there's just not a whole lot of justice, and sometimes you have to create your own justice. There's just not a lot of justice for you out there. There's not. And that's all you really want at the end of the day is justice. You want these men that did this to you to be held accountable, and they'll never be held accountable. We live in a society that coddles men, that does not hold them accountable for their abuse towards women and the way they harass us and hurt us. It does not hold them accountable. It doesn't. It tells us to just suck it up and deal with it and be a woman and just deal with it and just move on. Like, Just deal with it. You're not going to get any justice. I mean, just look at the Giselle Pelicott case. Like, you guys, they're literally these dudes, and these are just normal, regular, everyday dudes. You know, I don't know if all of them are cluster Bs or sociopaths. I think some of them just regular dudes. You know, just taking advantage of an opportunity for sex. So, or for free sex. So this lady, like Giselle Pelicott, had been raped repeatedly. I don't know, it was like hundreds of dudes. Her husband, that she was with for like 40, 50 years and trusted, did this to her. And these dudes literally stood out in line one by one, waiting to, you know, rape her. And they knew damn well she was sedated, she was like tied up, and they didn't care. Because, see, the way they saw it was, she couldn't give permission for me to stick my dick inside her. She couldn't give me consent for me to violate her and rape her. But her husband, who is her owner, yeah, by definition, by marriage, the husband is seen as the owner of the woman. He gave me permission, so that's okay for me to violate her because he's her owner. Oh my God. So, yeah, because of his permission that he gave all those guys permission to stick their dick in her when she was like passed out and sedated, that was like obviously the ultimate betrayal, but you know, she was just literally asleep, like sedated, drugged. And they did this to her like one by one. And a lot of these guys getting up and testifying was, they said something like, "Oh, well, I didn't rape her because I got permission from the guy," or "It wasn't actually rape, I didn't do it." And like all of them are coming up denying it, even though they were caught red-handed. And a lot of them are just like denying it. Like, "Oh, that's not really what happened. They're just gaslighting everybody. Oh, I didn't actually do it. Oh, I didn't know that she didn't say yes or didn't give consent even though she was passed out." I mean, just all, like, it's just so disgusting the way, like, we as society just don't consider or empathize with women's pain, don't care about women's safety, um, just tell women to just go out and just go out there and live your life. Just go out there and meet dudes. Just go out there and date, even though statistically your life is like in fucking danger. Oh yeah, it's cool, it's okay. Like, we are literally gaslighted so much into believing we have this false sense of safety and that men are these protectors, and a lot of the times they don't protect women and children. A lot of them violate and hurt and harm women and children on a daily basis, and murder us. So we're told, we're literally lied to and gaslighted by society and told, "Oh, they're safe." Yeah, a lot of them, they really want to protect. No, no, who told you that? So this is why, like, I'm just so disgusted by how society has told us to literally trust men and see them mostly as good, when it's actually the opposite. The vast majority are not, and there's like maybe a few good apples, but it's actually the opposite. So with gaslighting, a lot of times you're told the opposite, right? It's like opposite world with narcissists too. They'll tell you like the total opposite of the truth, and you're just supposed to believe it. So this is what we were gaslighted for in society so much, and just told, "Oh, it's okay, nothing's gonna happen to you. You're absolutely fine, you know, you're safe, you're cool, stop overreacting." And then what? You end up, you know, raped, dead in a parking lot, or and forgotten, or you know, your body dumped somewhere, like all the, like, we're, what the fuck? Like, this is not okay. And like, you know, I'm just so sick of being, of us, our, the violence that happens against us every day downplayed. I'm so tired of it. I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of the real dangers that we face in the world of being downplayed. Like, "Oh, what do you mean you have to worry about walking alone at night as women? What do you mean you have to worry about walking out of your car, stepping out of your car in a dimly lit parking lot at night? Why do you have to worry? You don't have to be afraid of men. They're not going to do anything to you." Even after countless stories of us being assaulted, being followed by men at night, all this, like, we're just told, "Oh, it's okay, it's all in your head." So, like I said, I'm just so tired of this. I really am, and I'm just getting to a point where, like, I'm just not even gonna say anything anymore. Like, I'm not even gonna argue. I'm just gonna like literally just do my own thing. I'm just so tired of the constant downplaying of this very real issue in society that we face, specifically women that face, this constant fear and um, for our safety. And, a lot of the men not standing up to the bad guys. I mean, I've seen it, but like, it's been pretty rare, like standing up to the bad ones, telling them, to get away, stop harassing women. Like I rarely ever see that. And it's like the good ones not telling the bad ones or putting, and just like turning a blind eye and letting it happen. And instead shaming and blaming us and telling us, well, you should know better, instead of talking to the actual men, like the bad ones who harm and hurt and, whatever, women and children. Like, instead of talking to them and having a word with them, maybe they're scared of them, I don't know. They instead come to us and blame us, for their behavior, for what they do to us. Like, it's just a double standard in society. It really is. Like, it is just, I'm also really tired of like the constant devaluation of anything like feminine is not valued in society. Like that's why we have all these horrible misogynist slurs like, slut and bitch and hoe and all this stuff. And the reason why is just because anything feminine is devalued. Like if a guy acts even a little bit feminine, he's called a pussy, he's called a bitch. All these things are like literally meant to be like, if you're anything like a female, you're automatically lower and devalued. So anything feminine is like automatically devalued and discarded in society and seen as wrong and bad. And anything masculine is seen as like great and just like something to look up to and be like. So, the way I see it too is like, okay, well, if you're going to devalue the feminine, if you're going to devalue anything feminine, then I'm just not going to deal with society. I'm not going to deal with you guys. Like, it is just like sick that like we have